On ASEAN Highlight this week, we reflect on the result of the Singapore's presidential election last week. Even for a largely ceremonial role, the contest for Singapore's presidency was a closely contested affair, with former Deputy Prime Minister Tony Tan, who is seen as a proxy for the ruling People's Action Party, grabbed razor-thin victory with a margin of 7,269 votes ahead of his closest challenger, Tan Cheng Bock. The poll was seen as yet another indicator of the changing political landscape in the island state, with the declining popularity of the ruling PAP, who has in Singapore's context suffered a major setback at the last general election on May 7th earlier this year. Tony Tan received the overall of 744,397 votes out of the 2.1 million valid votes, 35% of the total, well below the 60% garnered by the PAP in the general election. President Tan, who was officially sworn in on Thursday, vows that he will be working for all Singaporeans, even for those who did not vote for him. We must now move forward together as one people and one nation. This is vital for our stability and prosperity, he said. The election was the second contest in nearly 2 decades' history of Singapore's elected presidency. It was also the first time to have 4 candidates contesting in the election. Thai News Agency team reporting for ASEAN TV. Muslims in the ASEAN region celebrated the Eid al-Fitr, known locally as Hari Raya, last Tuesday to mark the end of the holy month of Ramadan.
In Yala province of Thailand, Thai Muslims celebrated the Hari Raya festivities by shopping for food at the local market before praying at the mosque and donating to the poor. Some celebrated by traveling. The Hari Raya festivities reflected the basic values of Islam: worship, empathy for the poor, and forgiveness. In Songkhla province of Thailand, the Hari Raya festivities saw thousands of Thai migrant workers returning home from Malaysia, as well as thousands of Malaysian tourists traveling to Thailand to celebrate. To ensure that the celebrations are safe, security measures were put in place at the border, and hundreds of police were patrolling the main festivities in town. In Malaysia, the Hari Raya festivities coincided with the Malaysian National Day. Prime Minister Najib Razak said in his Hari Raya message, the Malaysian government hopes that Malaysia is prosperous and peaceful, and that Malaysians are willing to work hard for the happiness of the future generations. And also to mark the Hari Raya festivities, the Malaysian government granted 1.4 million civil servants a half-month bonus, totaling 2 billion Malaysian ringgits. Meanwhile, in Jakarta, Indonesia, tens of thousands of Muslims from the Muhammadiyah community, the second largest Muslim community in the country, went to pray at the mosque. And while the Indonesian government said that the month of Ramadan ended on Wednesday, the Muhammadiyah community, backed by the largest Muslim community, began celebrating the Hari Raya festivities on Tuesday. In Indonesia, the Hari Raya is considered the most important national holiday, lasting up to 2 weeks, but the exact dates are determined by the position of the moon. Akanit Wichincharan of Thai News Agency, ASEAN TV.
On Wednesday, Philippine President Benigno Aquino arrived in Beijing for his first official visit to the world's second-largest economy.
President Benigno Aquino III started his week-long visit to China by saying the Philippines' economic climate is ideal for Chinese companies to invest in, especially that of tourism, agriculture, and infrastructure industry. Aquino also told the Philippines-China Economic and Trade Forum that China is an economic power and that the Chinese business community should take hold of this opportunity to invest in an emerging economic force in Southeast Asia. Aquino's delegation of 300 business leaders also helped reinforce his goal in reaching a 5-year plan to boost trade between the two countries sixfold to $60 billion. And China lags behind the US and Japan as the Philippines' third-largest trading partner. Aquino then held talks with President Hu Jintao later on Wednesday and met with Premier Wongcha-um on Thursday. He also visited Shanghai on Friday and southern Fujian province on Saturday. He is hoping to use his first official visit to China to cement ties strained by territorial disputes. Relations have soured following a series of disputes on issues, including the execution of 3 Filipinos convicted of drug smuggling in China in March, and tensions over rival claims in the oil-rich South China Sea, or the West Philippine Sea, as it is known by the Filipino. Aquino said, "Sea issue is not the be-all and end-all of the Filipino-Chinese relations, and so it emphasizes the multi-level relations that the Philippines has with China." And according to Xinhua news agency, Hu said China's stance on the issue had been consistent and explicit. Xinhua further reports President Hu, however, noted he believes Aquino's visit will further promote both sides' bilateral strategic cooperation. And Aquino stressed his visit served as an opportunity for the two sides to deepen bilateral ties and friendship between the two peoples for centuries. Following that meeting, the presidents then supervised the signing of deals on trade, commerce and tourism. This is ASEAN TV news team of Thai News Agency reporting for ASEAN TV.
The Magsaysay Awards, Asia's equivalent to the Nobel Peace Prize, honored 5 individuals and an organization for their transformative leadership in addressing poverty and social inequality in their countries this week. The awards ceremony was held in the Cultural Center of the Philippines in Manila. This year, awards went to an Indian engineer, an Indian clinical psychologist, an Indonesian cleric, an Indonesian social entrepreneur, and a Cambodian human rights advocate. Harish Hande, an MIT-educated engineer from Bangalore, was honored for his work in bringing customized and affordable solar technology to India's vast rural population, encouraging the poor to become asset creators. Hande established Solar Electric Light Company in 1995 to offer lighting and heating systems to poor remote villages. Also from India, clinical psychologist Nalima Mishra is awarded for her work in helping Indian women become self-sufficient through collective action and confidence building. From Indonesia, progressive Muslim cleric Hassanian Juaini is honored for promoting the values of gender equality and religious harmony in education. Another Indonesian, Tri Mumpuni from Central Java, is awarded this year for her efforts to promote hydropower technology and catalyst policy changes in energy. A Filipino non-profit group, the Alternative Indigenous Development Foundation, was also honored for pioneering technological innovations that improve the lives of poor upland communities. The awards, named after a popular Philippine president killed in a plane crash, was set up in 1957 by trustees of the New York-based Rockefeller Brothers Fund to honor examples of integrity in public service. More than 280 people and groups, including Mother Teresa, the Dalai Lama, the U.S. Peace Corps, and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, have been recognized by the foundation since the first awards in 1958. Thai News Agency team reporting for ASEAN TV. The sense of belonging to a nation has been and still is an important element in how people see themselves in relation to a community. In this next story, we take a look at how ASEAN can generate a common identity ahead of its goal in becoming a community for all Southeast Asian people. The raising of the red and white flag, the recitation of the proclamasi, these political rituals commemorate the formation of the Republic of Indonesia, marking the moment when the nationalist leader Sukarno declared independence from the Netherlands on August 17, 1945. This ceremony, organized by the Indonesian community in Bangkok, is a celebration that took place here each year on August 17th at the Indonesian Embassy. Similar celebrations also took place in Indonesia and elsewhere around the world.
We feel very proud of celebrating this. So still every year, although celebrating it every year, the feeling is the same. So feel proud, thrilling, and then feel united with other Indonesian people here in Bangkok.
The sense of pride on display by these Indonesian expatriates in Thailand reflects on the strong bond each Indonesian have with their community and nation. And for Indonesians in Bangkok, one of the important ingredients for this is the Indonesian School of Bangkok, which is located on the embassy's ground.
Indonesian School of Bangkok is an embassy school. So first of all, it is established to facilitate the children of the diplomats, but now it develops to facilitate the education of all Indonesian people who are in Bangkok and around.
This school is one of the 14 state-run schools located outside of Indonesia, and the purpose for having such school is to provide national education to those Indonesians living overseas, and in a way help strengthen the bond between Indonesian expats and supporting the linkages within their community.
I like it better here because even though there are not many students, I still can have so many friends, and the friends are like family to me, and it means a lot here.
Many alumni of this school stayed on in Thailand, and some like Dimas Haristo Pansaraki, who was born here, felt that he belongs both to Thailand and Indonesia, and he thinks that ASEAN integration could help people like him feel more at home in both countries.
I'm also waiting for the integration of the ASEAN community because, like, for my own experience, I was born here and grew up here. I feel like I belong to this country, but my nationality and my family are all Indonesian, and due to the different laws, different countries, I feel like there are some barriers to live in other countries. If the ASEAN community happen, I hope that I will more feel belong these countries. I belong to this country too.
A sense of belonging through nationhood is forged by generations of identity politics and nation building. And this is something of a long-term challenge for ASEAN, is how to make its people feel at home in the region while away from home. Perhaps it is impractical and pointless to emulate the sense of patriotism and devotion to the nation and apply it in the region's context. Nevertheless, some sense of belonging and an awareness of the region's common purpose will perhaps need to be felt and understood by Southeast Asian people from all social spectrums to ensure that ASEAN integration will be successful and sustainable. I'm Wongcha-um of Thai News Agency, reporting for ASEAN TV. And that's it for this edition of ASEAN Highlights. And on behalf of the ASEAN News team at Thai News Agency, I hope you all have a lovely weekend. And Sawadee krap.